to be on cocaine to be on this podcast? Cocaine. Cocaine, really?
I hate basketball.
Cocaine.
Basketball is the devil.
Cocaine, really?
We just got two guys talking over the intro song here. What's up, everybody? You're
That was the
listening
point.
to
That was the
yet
point.
another edition of Cocaine Willie, the official K-State representative on the College Huddle. I'm your commissioner, Bob Trollsby, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, the good chef, Andre Napier, and Fireball Matt Marchesini. Before we get into the episode, we do want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor while Matt's typing, Auntie May's Parlor, located at 616 North 12th Street in the heart of Aggieville. They've got a packed week at the Parlor this week. If you go to their website, auntiemays.com, you'll see a full list of their upcoming events. Thursday, December 11th, we got Nathan Page's Underground Guitar Pull. Friday, December 12th, we've got Grandpa Schnazzy and the Notorious BMG. And then Saturday, December 20th, we've got Folk Rock Revival Night with Jefferson Fonesteel and Anthony Ledesic. Yeah, I think I'm saying that right. I don't know.
Good work.
The next Pie and Cocktails with Therapie, Tuesday, January 13th. So look forward to that. Therapie. So check them out. Go to the website, auntiemays.com. Follow them on social media at auntiemays. And be sure to tell them Cocaine Willie sent you. All right, guys, men's basketball. They are spiraling, but they brought it back. They brought us all back in. We're all rowing in the same direction.
Did they bring us all back? Let's see.
With a big win, a big win against the worst team in men's college basketball statistically, Mississippi Valley State, the Delta Devils. You know what they are? They've got one win on the basketball court, but they've got a win for every game they've played this season on social media, because that Twitter account is absolutely phenomenal. I don't know if you guys saw. Did you guys see the tweet that they had last night after this game?
I did.
Did you?
I saw something. I think I don't know if it's the one that you saw. Something about like.
Do you follow Mississippi Valley State? Do you see multiple tweets?
No, this is the only tweet. This is the only tweet that exists.
The Delta Devils.
I follow them for Jerry Rice takes. That's all I follow them for.
Interesting.
Bet you didn't know that's where he went to school.
I did know that was where he went to school.
You didn't.
I'm like Rain Man for knowing where.
I would like to go heads up with you.
I'd beat you.
You think you would?
I would.
Where did that tweet? Did they delete the tweet?
Scott Wildcat
they deleted the tweet.
Get the trivia going.
Oh,
give us Scott.
I got got by this one. I totally thought that this was their actual account, but that was really dumb of me. Anyway, I'm gonna show the tweet because it was funny.
Oh my god,
you got.
I got.
No, that's not their Twitter account. Go to their actual Twitter account. Go to their actual Twitter account.
I got wild that Jerome Tang finally decided to actually coach versus us for some reason.
No, go to their actual one. I thought the actual Twitter
one.
account had it's the one that says relevant people.
What?
Oh, maybe
Delta Devils are not afraid of the Octagon of Doom. Okay.
Wait, that was a
this is way
too.
This is way less fun. This is way less fun now.
Anyway,
I'm done.
Yesterday,
I'm done reading tweets from the Delta.
Oh,
Devils.
it is unofficial. Damn.
Yeah. K-State wins the game 108-49. As we all remember last year, I think this team only won by like 18 points against the Delta Devils, who were at the time still the worst team in men's college basketball. But this is coming on the heels of a 4-game losing streak. You lose games to Indiana, which we were all here for, Nebraska, which we were not here for, but we already talked about, Seton Hall on Saturday, and Bowling Green. So I want to give as much air to the losses as we are giving to the win against Mississippi Valley State. We haven't had a chance to talk about the Bowling Green or the Seton Hall game, so I want to give you two an opportunity to share your thoughts, to air your grievances, if you will.
This team is bad. Not good. They're not good. The 5 wins we appreciated because we scored a lot of points. But in the grand scheme of things, basketball is not just offense, it's defense. And this team cannot play defense. And that is one of Jerome Tang's biggest strengths, is coaching a team to play defense. The 4 games set of losses was just extremely poor. PJ Haggerty has gone nowhere. Regressed is, I think, an appropriate word to say in those 4 games. I'm not taking anything from yesterday's. Like that is the worst team in college basketball. There are 360, however many damn teams in college basketball, and we're playing them. I would expect that you're going to win by 60 points. Like that should be the expectation. Nobody can take anything out of the game yesterday other than hopefully it's a get right game before we go on the road to Creighton. I mean, that's how I take that. I just, this team in those 4 games looks so lost. Like, yeah, you could say in the Nebraska game, they were down 15 in the first half. Like they had to come back in the second half to make it a game. But Bowling Green looked absolutely 100% better than you in that game. That should not happen. Seton Hall, like Shaheen Holloway won 7 games with that team last year. And Shaheen Holloway, who, for anybody listening, is the head coach of Seton Hall, revamped that entire roster, similar to Jerome Tang and what he did this year. And that team has won 7 games already. I think they're 8-1. No, they're 9 games. Like, I am done with this team. I am done. Basketball, I've said this on the show like before. I love football, but college basketball is my thing. I love watching K-State basketball. I can't watch K-State basketball right now. I just can't. This team is just so poor on the fundamentals of a game. That, yeah, you can make shots. Who gives a shit? If you can't stop anybody, you're done. Like, you're going to be done in Big 12 play. I was so, like, the 5 games, I was so happy because it's like, oh, yeah, we can score. But I was also, like, as much as I was happy, I was like, this team can't stop a 4-year-old from scoring on a Little Tykes goal. Like, they can't. And we're seeing it. And
it's kind of hard. It's a little basket.
Okay. I'm going to stop, or I want to pull this one last thing. You think about the transfers and the Euro guys that Jerome Tang brought in. PJ Haggerty has been your best guy. That's obvious. But is your, like, you have a guy you're paying $1 million from Europe to come over here who did not play in the Bowling Green game, did not play against Indiana?
Didn't play against Seton Hall.
Did not play against Seton Hall. And he played shit minutes against Mississippi Valley State. Like, your evaluation of this guy either was very poor or you are not doing a good job of developing this guy for college basketball if you are sitting him for 2 games as a coach's decision. Elias, like, a lot of people had some pretty good, like, thoughts about him coming in, you know, has experience in the pro league in Germany. Like, he doesn't look great. Like, his development into the college game does not look great. The guys that have come in here, PJ exception, like, Bashir looks good on the offensive end, terrible on the defensive end, which we knew. He was one of the poorest defenders, like, last year. So maybe we should have expected this. Maybe we should have expected that this defense was going to be so poor. But we are this number of games in. Where is the development of this team? It's not there. It just is not there. I'm not expecting a good performance on the road against Creighton, despite the fact that Creighton's not a good team right now. Like, I'm not expecting a good performance against Creighton. Yeah, you're going to have like 3 games before Big 12 play, but this does not look like a team that's going to compete in the Big 12. And the fact of the matter is that we are stuck with Jerome Tang this year, next year, like buyout. I would rather pay $18 million to Colin Klein to run the football program than buy Jerome Tang out. Like, that is what I feel about Gene making this decision, which a lot of people in our fan base, when we heard Jerome Tang was going to Arkansas, a lot of people were up in arms like, we need to pay Jerome Tang. Like, yeah, it's not our fault. We didn't like give Jerome Tang the contract, but we believed in Jerome Tang. Like, we believed that he was going to build this program and get it to be successful in Big 12. And we are not there. And we're stuck with this. Like, unless somebody wins a Powerball, hopefully me, maybe I can help out with it. Like, we're stuck with this type of play, this type of coaching for the long haul, which is extremely disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, you nailed all the points there. It's tough to watch this team. Really, there's no identity to the team. I mean, maybe scoring the basketball, but when you're shooting below 50% from the free throw line and that was one of the big selling points of being able to close out games with this team. And what was, a real nail in the coffin for a lot of the games last year is just being unable to finish games at the free throw line, having a guard that can ice out games. PJ Haggerty has just got the total yips at the free throw line and from the field in general. It's really weird to see that dynamic. Nate Johnson not as involved as I want him to be because he's probably, if I really took a step back, I think Nate Johnson is actually the best player on this team. Not PJ Haggerty. He is a green light special. Of course, you're going to score a lot of points when every time you get the ball in your hands, you're allowed to shoot it. So I don't, and I think that hinders us a lot of the ways because if PJ's not going, we've given him the keys to this car. And if you're not going, the car's not going to start. So maybe we need to take the keys away from him. I don't know. Maybe he needs to be a secondary player. Take the pressure off of him having to score every time. Run some sets for other players. I think McGriff can score in the low post. We don't feed him enough. There's a lot of things that I can nitpick and just from watching the games and going back like, man, why didn't we do this? Why didn't we do that? But I don't think Jerome Tang knows what he's doing either. I think he's very reactionary. And I don't know that for a fact, but just watching how the games go from one game to the next, some people are sitting on the bench. There's no rotation. Marcus Johnson finally takes the jacket off. What's going on? I don't know. I could tell that he's trying new things, but like maybe develop the pieces that you want to develop. David Castillo has gone a long way, but he's only getting 16 minutes. I don't know. I don't know what the answer to this team is because I don't think Jerome Tang knows. And that's not a good thing. That's not good. So and defensively we're in shambles. There's just no resolving that. There's the players that we have don't have the grit to be defensive players. The only player that I could even give a remote inkling that there could be a good defensive player is Buka. That's the only one. Literally the only one. And that's only because he's 7'3". That's the only reason.
He's the only player that it seems like we've seen any kind of development from this year where he started out not looking great.
I think David Castillo has come a long way, and that's even from last year. And maybe you're
from
talking
last
about just
year.
This year. Okay, maybe you're just talking from this year. Yeah, from this year.
Well, because Castillo's only one of like 3 guys that are even returning from last year. So like you don't have a benchmark.
No, I'm saying even from this year, I think you're right. Buka has gone up. Everybody else has gone down. And obviously you're going to look like you're worse when you're losing 4 games in a row, right? We lost 4 games in a row. You're going to look worse, but just basketball-wise, they're just not growing. They're not growing as a team. They're not getting rotations set because Matt knows this, Bob knows this, everybody that's has my voice, going through their ears right now know this, that when you get later into Big 12 play, your rotation shrinks. It doesn't get bigger. You don't get more players involved. You need the people that you could trust. And right now, I don't know who those players are. We're still going 10 deep into this thing with players on the bench getting a different amount of minutes every game. Like, that's not how basketball has ever been ran. That's not how any of this should work. So yeah, I think we are in a low point. Maybe a win at Creighton can, get some muster back into this team. Maybe dropping 108 on the Red Devils was something that we needed, but my God, it's just not good. It's just not good basketball.
Here's the deal, though. You've got two teams that on paper are kind of evenly matched. You've got K-State at 5 or 6-4, I guess now. Creighton's at 5-4. This is probably the worst Creighton team that we've seen since 2014, 2015, which was the year after Doug McDermott left. And for those of you who are maybe newer to the pod, I know a lot about Creighton basketball because I've watched them for longer than I watched K-State basketball, to be honest with all of you. This is the worst Creighton team, but Greg McDermott is he would run circles around Jerome Tang when it comes to coaching basketball. Jerome Tang is in over his head. He has no idea what he's doing out there. Chef, you hit the nail on the head. What are we doing with these rotations? Why in the Bowling Green game are you throwing a bone to Marcus Johnson who hasn't played a single minute all season? You decide to throw him a bone in a game that you end up losing to a horrible team that goes on and then loses their next game to Utah Valley? What are we doing here anymore? I don't understand it. And Chef, you called it before the season started. I think you and I both decided we're not going to set expectations for this team this year. And I've been, ignorance is bliss. I've been a lot more blissful this year by not setting some sort of a ceiling of expectation for what this team should be. I think we set an expectation for what they could be. We saw the flashes. We saw the talent that he brought in. You bring in an All-American, the second All-American to ever transfer in the transfer portal era from one school to another. So you have the bona fides there as far as talent is concerned. But again, it's the definition of insanity. We've seen it. This is now the third season in a row. We've seen the same shit over and over and over again of you rebuild the roster, you tear it down, you rebuild it, you tear it down, you rebuild it again. And it boggles the mind to me to think that this is still happening. And what are we going to see next year? He's going to tear it down. He's going to rebuild it. We're going to have still NIL backing, but if I'm Gene Taylor, I'm pulling every single dollar of revenue share and I'm allocating it towards football. If Jerome Tang cannot do anything with the talent that he's been able to bring in over the last 3 years, 4 years, I mean, not 4 years, 3 years, because obviously with Marquise and Keontae, they were able to prove us all wrong on this. But over the last 3 seasons, if you can't win games and get to NCAA tournament, get to March, for the third straight season, I think you should be clawing back his revenue sharing. I think if you're a big money donor, you should not be supporting the men's basketball program until he proves otherwise. And I hate to say that, but I just don't see Jerome Tang being able to outcoach Greg McDermott in Omaha on Saturday. I don't see that happening. I'm going to be wearing purple. I'm going to be wearing my K-State stuff, going with my dad. I'm going into the fire, if you will, of CHI Arena or whatever the hell it's called now. It used to be the Quest Center. I'll always know it as that, but it's just I'm so infuriated with the state of K-State's men's basketball team that I continue to watch it, but it's like watching a train wreck. I think I said the exact same thing last year. Like, I can't pull my eyes away from what's happening. I have to watch it. I don't get enjoyment out of it, but I feel like I'm watching a train wreck. But I don't have any more to say on it. I just had to get that off my chest. Like, the dude has no idea what he's doing. I thought I had some hope that maybe bringing in some of these coaches as assistants would help, knowing that he's a defensive-minded guy. But what? Like, you're the head coach, man. You have a defensive background and you can't get your fucking team to play defense? I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's really, a lot of it's changed when, we got away with a lot of stuff in the beginning of this season when we won, won those 5 games. we got a lot of away with it because of how the referees called PJ Haggerty. He got a lot of the foul calls. He was able to score and get a lot of the other teams in foul trouble. Those whistles are drying up, and he doesn't finish around the basket nearly as well as he was at the beginning of the season. So it's like I said, I don't remember who it was a couple seasons ago that had the green light special. Maybe it was Cam Carter. But my God, Jerome has seemed to do this with a couple of his guys where you give them the green light and, they're all Americans. But if they don't play well, that is a bold strategy because the other guys in the team, people fall in line. And if you don't give them the ability to be flexible and able to play their own game and be able to be an alpha, it's going to fail miserably a lot of the times. When one player is taken away and nobody else is ready to take that mantle, it hurts. So hoping going forward that maybe Nate Johnson, David Castillo get to be the primary ball handlers, primary, focal point of the offense, and we can get back to distributing the ball from the top down to the bottom and back out. So it's stuff like that. It's just it's weird. In the Kostic situation,
yes,
man, oh man, that is baffling, Matt. It is truly baffling that you put a lot of hope into these Europeans, and he's treating Kostic as if he's one of these kids from New York or something that just needs his head straightened out or something like that. This is a guy that's played professional basketball. Like, what are we doing? Like,
I think it's possible that he was over evaluated. I think it's quite possible that, he has a lot to learn, but
right. But not DNP is not how he's
I agree with that. I mean, he must be just that bad in practice to be in a position where you're not even getting a minute against Bowling Green in a game that you're down. I don't know. The evaluation of these guys that he brought in, obviously, it can be very top heavy. You bring in PJ Haggerty, who, is still the leading scorer in the country right now. But it's, even I feel in the 4-game stretch where we lost, he regressed. In the Nebraska game, he was really good. And then you get to like the Bowling Green game and the Seton Hall game, and it's, missing the free throws. And, he's being, I feel like, too aggressive bringing the ball into the paint, and you're putting yourself in a bad situation where you think you're going to get a foul. Like you're trying to draw a foul instead of, trying to do other things. But in the grand scheme of things, for me, it's the fundamentals of this team. This is a team that turns the ball over. The free throws is just incredibly bad. They're 15 of 35 against Seton Hall. We lost by 11 points. Bowling Green, we were 55% from the line. That is not acceptable. Right. I mean, that is just not acceptable as when you're trying to win games. And those are free opportunities where the clock is not running for you to get points. And it's just crazy to me that, you're in a position where, you're shooting 43% from the free throw line in a game that, for a portion of that game, they were down, but they were not out. They were going on some runs in this game and they were showing some fight. And then you get towards the second half, back half of the second half, and just poor decision-making. It's just the fundamentals. Like this team just does not have that. And I do think it just stems from, coaching. I just really think that this is going to be a tough watch for a majority of the season, let alone Saturday, against a Big 12 conference that is extremely tough. We can't say this conference is top heavy. Like Oklahoma State's 10-0. Like, they are on a pretty good run, beating some power conference teams along the way. I think it's quite possible. Like we are one of the worst teams in the conference again this year. So, just very disappointing. Very disappointing.
We've got We got 3 more months of it, boys. So buckle up. It is coaching, and it is with the fundamentals. I mean, Tang doesn't even know how to call a timeout, let alone get the rotation stuff right, like Chef is saying. So, do the coaches even understand the fundamentals of the game? I'm sure Matthew Driscoll does, but sure as shit doesn't seem like Tang does. And it also feels like a culture problem off the court because not only have you had, we could talk all day about Naquan Tomlin and a chore, like 2 guys 2 years in a row get dismissed from the team or leave the team prior to New Year's Eve happening. And I'm seeing the writing on the wall now. He's talking about Andre Kostic like he's one of these, not a disciplinary problem, but he's talking about he's staying up late to FaceTime his friends back home in Serbia. And it's like, how do you not also have some degree of a handle on these guys off the court? You'd think this guy's getting paid a ton of money to play over here. He would have something to play for. I mean, why are we talking about him getting 1 hour of sleep? So, like, what are we doing here? Have some discipline for your guys. The whole thing lacks discipline. It lacks the fundamentals from a basketball perspective. The body language between some of the star players on the team, it's bad yet again. This is multiple years in a row now. I'm sick of seeing it. So should I bring the bag to Omaha with me? Because I'm going to the game. I might bring the bag to Omaha with me. I'm tired. I'm tired of it. Anyway, any other thoughts on men's basketball?
No.
Okay. All right. Women's basketball. It's been a mixed bag, guys. The ladies have some bad losses to teams like South Dakota and South Dakota State. South Dakota special there for the greater. I'm going to say the greater Dakota. I like South Dakota better than North Dakota. But they did get a huge win against number 13 Ole Miss, the Bill Snyder Classic in St. Joe. That was on Sunday, if I remember right. Are we still hopeful for the Lady Cats after a mixed bag of results through the first month of the season?
I mean, don't ask me. I haven't watched a single.
All right, I'll go.
No offense. Absolutely no offense.
The Ole Miss game was a really good game to see the fight in their play. They're coming off 2 straight losses, North Carolina and then South Dakota State. This is a team that it's going to take some time to gel. They're young. They have some transfers that are still kind of figuring some things out. During that, there was the stretch with some of the losses where Nastia Claessens wasn't playing. I think the South Dakota game, she wasn't playing. It's tough. This is a team that I think maybe there's some unfair expectations because you bring in Jordan Spicer, who's, top recruit. You have some other really good recruits that came in, that maybe some expectations were set a little bit too high. I think this was going to be a little bit of a rebuilding year anyway. So the game on Sunday, I think, is really positive. Number one, you beat a top 15 team. That's going to be helpful if you can make some moves in Big 12 play. But the problem is, at least from a Big 12 perspective, at least for women's basketball, you're only going to have a set number of games during Big 12 play where you're going to be probably playing teams in the top 25. For K-State right now, looking at their schedule, they have 4 teams out of the 16 games that they're going to play that have top 25 teams: Oklahoma State, Baylor, and then you play Iowa State twice. So there aren't a lot of opportunities necessarily to build your resume unless you stack up a lot of wins in Big 12 play, which is going to be what they're going to have to do. So the non-conference schedule was a little bit tougher for them, thinking about it, going on the road to Green Bay, a team that made the NCAA tournament last year, and losing kind of in a heartbreaker there. You look at the schedule and it says at Green Bay, a loss. You don't really get a lot of input on, actually what that means. Green Bay consistently in women's basketball is a pretty good team, but the South Dakota loss, that wasn't great at home. Texas A&M, you played at home, close, but you lost that game. That was a game where K-State kind of, came back, in the third quarter to make it a game. So this is I think for people that do watch K-State basketball or women's basketball, or maybe only watch a handful of games, this is going to be a little bit of a rebuilding year for them. But as Jordan Spicer continues to get better, she was really good in the Ole Miss game, and some of your transfers still continue to get acclimated, that things should improve. And they do have a European center that's also coming over this week as well, that I bet we'll see some play during Big 12. So there is the spiel.
There's the spiel. And doubleheader in Omaha this weekend, both the men and women playing at Creighton. So the women will be playing on Sunday at 2:30 Central Time in Omaha. That's also going to be on FS1. So, yeah, if you're making the trip out, make sure you do a little double dip there. And then their next game starts Big 12 play, opening up with TCU at TCU, which is going to be number 8 in the country. So that's going to be a doozy, but should be a good
five ranked teams. My bad. I forgot TCU.
Yeah. I'm not even going to say that's a litmus test, because they're probably going to get beat by quite a bit, but it's going to be interesting to see what kind of fight they have in that game against TCU. I guess volleyball, that's like the last thing I want to talk about here. They win against San Diego in the regional in Lincoln. They lose to the number 1 team in the country in the next match. And I watched one of the 2 matches. So I'll
in straight sets. So how bad did we lose?
The first 2 sets were actually pretty close until
were.
it got to like the 15th point, and then Nebraska kind of ran away with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Nebraska is probably considered, the number 1. They are the number 1 team in volleyball. They are 32-0, but it's also one of the best Nebraska volleyball teams they've had in a good while, and they are consistently good. So I thought K-State actually played better in the Nebraska game than the San Diego game, if that means anything. I think that just says about how good Nebraska is. But from a volleyball perspective, I went to a couple of games this year. I am proudly sporting a Cats volleyball jacket.
That you are.
That I found on Poshmark. I didn't steal it, so I just wanted to make sure everybody's aware. But they had a good team this year. It was a team that I really feel towards the back half of the season really improved. And, they got some big rank wins, which really helped them get them to the NCAA tournament. I think the big beating San Diego, who was technically an 8 seed in that bracket, was absolutely an upset. So it was really good, for K-State to be able to win. Next year will be very interesting, just because they lose their best player. And then they had another player transfer today. They're going to have a few players that transfer. So it will be interesting, but I do think Jason Mansfield is building a really good program. This is, I think, his 3rd year at K-State. To make it to the NCAA tournament this year, especially after some pretty big wins, just shows kind of, how he's slowly building the program. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes next year.
Yeah, he's building a good culture, something we can't say for the men's side. And one of the biggest talking points for volleyball coming into this season was they didn't have any transfers out last year. So incredible to see that roster retention year over year. Obviously, there are a couple of transfers that have already hit the portal now. So it's going to be interesting to see if can he still hold that mostly together and continue to recruit at a high level, and hopefully fill the void and plug and play with some other pieces from the portal with some of the talent that's leaving. But that reeks to me of, not reeks, it screams to me of good culture, as opposed to some of the conversations we're having with some other teams that are out there. The last thing I want to get to, I'm going to talk about championship week locks. We had our champ week locks last week. And to just quickly recap the week, let's see, I'll just start with me. 37-37 overall. I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 3 last week. Matt went 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You went 4 and 5, right? You went 4 and 5. That's what I'm seeing. And Chef went 1 and 9. 1 and 8. 1 and 8.
Chef, that is not
Chef,
good.
what happened?
I had to take risks. What do you mean? I had to try to get back in the game.
I had to take risks. He did take 1, 2, 3.
I went
Well, he
almost
took-
all road dogs.
You took
You did take all the
4,
road dogs.
so it was 9 games. You took 5 favorites.
Who took 5? Well,
JMU won, but they just didn't win by 24 points.
Yeah.
we all took that one, but I thought that was obvious.
Yeah.
And then that's why anything I think is obvious, just do the opposite. So,
Well,
Hey,
you're gonna have
I
a
called
bunch of bowl
Tulane.
games
You
to
go-
choose from here
you
upcoming.
go anti chef picks. You're gonna win a lot of cash.
Chef, you are gonna have a massive bowl season to catch up to Bob. Like, you're not gonna catch up to me, but
So says you. So says you.
how many bowl games are there? 18?
Too many. They should be
18?
doing. They should be
There are
doing
more than
all-star
that.
games.
They're
They should be doing
there are
all-star
more.
games, in my opinion.
Yeah.
there are more than
Oh,
that.
well.
Well, while we're at it, should we give Chef another opportunity to maybe close the gap here and pick the Army-Navy game this weekend?
Mm.
Ooh,
I'm seeing Navy
Chef.
-6.
Chef.
Navy -6.
That game is always a little crazy.
Yeah, and I earlier in the season I vowed to not take any more military games, and I said some nasty things about the troops. So
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
so
Chef
maybe I
hates the
need to
troops.
refrain, but I'm gonna go Army. Give me
Oh, wow.
Army, beat
In-
Navy.
In Baltimore, huh? I'm going
In
Navy.
Bodymore,
Navy.
Murderland. Bodymore, Murderland.
Navy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Navy.
Oh,
Army
Chef.
money line.
Shout out to my
No,
paternal.
Army money line. Army
Army
money
money
line.
line.
Army money line. He did win the money line. He did win the money line the last time he did it. though.
that Texas money line. You
He
guys
did win
laughed
that.
at me.
He did win that.
It's -6. It's -6 right now. So
No,
Chef's
no,
taking
Chef-
Army.
Chef's taking Army money line. He said it. It's a verbal contract.
Oh my god. All right. Chef's taking Army money line then. Yeah, shout out to my paternal grandfather, Navy guy. Awesome. Well, that's gonna do it. That's all we have. That's our second episode for the week. We had a lot of things that I had to get off of my chest, at least with men's basketball. But yeah, shout out to our sponsor, Anti-Maze Parlor, 616 North 12th Street in Aggieville, antimaze.com. Check out their events. Be sure to tell them Cocaine Willie sent you. Buy our koozies, Wildcat Country Let's Ride. If you want one of these, DM me. First person to DM me, I will send you one for free. Free 99.
Wow, I have like a bunch of them. I guess I should. The first person who DMs me will get
There
one.
you go.
There we go. But you have
This
to
is
DM
assuming
me.
that this is assuming that
Assuming-
Chef's employer will allow me to send it in an envelope because I have one returned out of the 5 that I shipped.
You better send it before the 18th of December, or it ain't getting there.
Or getting there before Christmas. Wait,
Additionally-
chef, did you steal the
Chef.
shorts out of my Lululemon package? Because let me tell you, those got
happened?
taken. I ordered stuff from Lululemon. I had 2 shirts and a shorts. The shorts were stolen. Somebody took the shorts. Didn't take the whole
Damn.
package.
You ordered some Lululemon Hoochie Daddy shorts, and they didn't make it.
They didn't make it.
Sons of
Crazy.
bitches.
Yeah.
What a shame.
That's definitely FedEx. That's not post office.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
Oh,
FedEx
better
did that.
yet. My wife's 100-year-old grandma, she sends $25 check to everybody every time they have a birthday. And Allie's check got stolen out of the mail. Her $25 check got stolen out of the mail from
$25.
somewhere
Ugh.
between Des Moines, Iowa, and here.
And Grove City, Ohio.
That's a little
just,
too wet.
just like, see this hat I'm wearing? You know where I got that from?
This is worth $25.
Yeah, shout out to the Postal Service, right, Chef?
Shout out.
Shout out to the Postal Service.
Shout out to the Postal Service.
Oh my God. Anyway, we're also part of the College Huddle, biggest community of fan-driven content in the nation. collegehuddle.com. Follow them on College Huddle. Last but not least, follow the show at Cocaine Willie. Follow us individually. I'm at Bob Trollsby. Chef is at Chef Andre Napier, and Fireball Matt's at Matt Marchesini. Yeah, at Matt Marchesini.
Come on.
Chef.
Cocaine's a
hell of a drug, baby. We are all coke and full of jokes. Wildcat Country.
Later.
Let's ride.
Let's ride. Let's ride. Let's ride.
Ooh,
Speak to me with that sultry voice.
that sultry, sick voice.